welcome back to the Epic Morning Show. So today we can look at the topic, the immediate effect of global fuel price surge due to the war between Israel, Iran, and the United States and the Middle East. Why has Sierra Leone been affected so quickly? That's not a big question this morning. So we know say on the 7th of March 2026, just this month, we see notice come up from NPRA for say we don't the country don't ace price for the cost of petrol fuel from 28.50 leons to 32 leons. That's now over 4 leons jump. That's of course it's 12.3 percentage increase from 28.4 leons to 32 leons per liter across the country. So we don't say this actually very starts. It's because Iran they control the strategic waterway which is called the Strait of Hormuz. So due to the conflicts between Israel, Iran and the US, Iran be decided for saying go close the strategic waterway what they call the Strait of Hormuz. So now Iran they control the Strait of Hormuz, which are over 20% of global oil they pass every single day. This of course don't disrupt markets them across the world, including in the US and other Western nations them, where they all increase the cost of petrol. But the question now is, it happened Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz on the 3rd, effectively on the 3rd of March. Just few days from the 3rd to the 8th to the 7th, we see this notice from government say they don't increase the cost of petrol across the country. Why did it happen so quickly? And I think until recently we get this sort of from NPRA that they don't pass this sort of the fuel pass through policy. We mean say government not go subsidize the cost of fuel for the people them. Anytime we global oil increase sharply, it go reflect na salon immediately. We mean say government cannot subsidize on fuel. If fuel go up internationally, government okay puts the money saying okay because we don't want people and suffer, we can just subsidize like 10% or 20%. We also know say as part of the 2026 finance bill, the national budget, inside they include 5% import duty tax on fuel. People have been calling on government saying at least during this critical term, government for revisits this 5% duty tax on petrol with the inside the 2026 national budget. People will include Honorable Ben Mansari from the APC, Member of Parliament for the APC, posting in social media platforms. They say government need for revisit that 5% import duty tax on petrol. So waiting the government can do at this very critical time. Inflation, according to government, is at an all-time low, but cost of living still they affect many Sierra Leoneans them every single day. At the county in our office, you see, you compare just a few days ago to now, how many motorcar they see na streets, how many bike they see na streets, how many people they use motorcar, they use bike, whatsoever means of transportation for move here and there. It has decreased significantly. We don't need statistics for tell we all see, we all use the transport of Freetown, we all use ways them for calm. So it's very clear if the number sort of don't decrease. So this of course will cause also chaos because an increase in the cost of fuel, in the cost of petrol, will mean say a rise in the cost of transportation. We will also mean an increase in the burden on the cost of living for the ordinary Sierra Leoneans them. So will government revisit that 5% import duty tax inside the 2026 national budget at this very critical time? And waiting at the way forward, 12.3% increase, which is from 28.50 leons to 32 leons per liter for petrol and diesel across the country. Stay with us here on the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Listen to we around the world on myepiconline.com, Choice FM and Radio Garden for more.
This time we come to this alone. So we know it's not the team, the man them fits come together. Because no other person who can for mix alone pass we. kill them, they shoot and they loot. That man, they don't die, but them picking they cry. The problem just a pile, nobody know the smile. And because it's trouble, just a double, people they crumble. Say,
Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show. Introducing Minkailu Koroma, member of the APC publicity team. Minkailu, good morning. Welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning, Epic. Delighted to be here this morning.
Also expect to forget Moses Mambu, the National Publicity Secretary for the ruling SLPP party, and Edmond Abu, the Executive Director for Native Consortium and Research Center Accountability. We will also discuss with very soon inside the Epic Morning Show. But Minkailu, you're a member of the APC publicity team. Is the APC concerned after this hike in the cost of fuel?
Yes, the APC concerned, but not only the APC Sierra Leoneans then concerned. They are for and on behalf of the APC, but primarily as a Sierra Leonean, where they face the effects of these alarming increments in the change of the prices of fuel. It is alarming because when you do comparative study and you know how Sierra Leone they sell fuel, how other neighboring countries and they sell fuel, you go say this alarming. It's not only alarming, it also ensures say we don't get skyrocket increment in transport fare from the provinces to the city, and internal transportation, even transportation for goods also don't increase. We mean say the prices of goods don't change completely. So it don't affect society in its entirety. Then I concern for the APC and I concern for Sierra Leoneans. We also need for no say, not too long ago, government increased fuel per liter from what used to be 25 leones to 28.5 leones. Without prior notifications to we the citizens. In fact, government no pull notice. What used to obtain is that government blank pull notice. When them pull notice, then communicate to we, and then we can prepare. But unfortunately, that day, some of we go to a gas station for go buy fuel, we meet price don't change. Well, then I don't know, the law of demand, change in price, also they lead to change in demand. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of citizens were embarrassed that day. Where you go in a fuel station, some man goes for go buy 10 liter, we're going to able buy 10 pass, buy 7 or 6. Some man will buy 50 liters on 10 or 35, you able buy that day or 40. So then they affect it very seriously. The alarming increment be much.
So as part of the 2026 national budget, there is this 5% import duty tax on petrol, on fuel. You think government for revisit than they today?
Yeah, of course. We all been there. What to refuse for do? You got basic commodity like fuel, like political commodity. Fuel, like commodity where, if you joke with it, they joke with the livelihood of the people. A lot of people them will be affected. We all, not just a lot. Well, maybe government, because most of the government officials. Then they give them fuel cheats, they know they buy fuel, and not even the price, they increase, they don't increase, they don't want to know. Because at the end of the day, now cheats that they can go to a petrol station, then pump and flop, then tank. But they want to refuse to do now for increased subsidies on fuel. Now me could be able to sell fuel at 3,500. The highest will ever go now 6,000. Then they will be still get the 60. Now make they call 1,000. But now 3.5 leons or 6 leons. Now so will be in the sell fuel. Because no matter the pressure, no matter the circumstance, we've been get for ensure say we maximize the welfare of the people of Sierra Leone and not increase fuel price. Because we know what in mean. Most people them now rubber drink then they sell. Most people then are cold water then they sell. Now ice block then they go buy cold and water there. We they see petty traders there all over the place. We they see them at the streets of Wilkins Road. We they see them at Kisi Road. All over the place. Some people then they get them daily bread. Where you go buy ice block, you go cold and drink, they sell them. But if you feel increase, most people the way they light generator, say they able make ice block, now fuel then they use, not to the electricity where they get. Because now the electricity light they can no more small go.
So how do you think those people have been hit by this latest?
Seriously hit.
Spike?
Seriously hit. Now, even the light self they buy, me bother. The one they win at the car powership, government really get serious negotiations with them first in terms of payment. The lights they buy. Just last night, I put 300 leons na me meter. You know how much they give me? After we don't subscribe 300 leons, now 60.1 leons then give me. They not even give me half of them, 60.1 units. Where if you put 300, at least now let them give you some 200, let them take the 100 and give you 200 units. Not so that not the case. So on the way they buy 100 leons, where you put 100 leons na your meter, then they give them 15 units. So they give them 18 units. That burden they on the people then, and now they don't can increase fuel. Now a very serious problem. Now let's just take a look at some of the price analysis. Now I say not too long ago they increased fuel from 25 leons to 28.5 leons. Where down they affect it very seriously as a nation without prior notification to the people. They not ever inform we will just go to a petrol station and meet that price, they don't change. Now they don't increase them back from 28.5 leons to 32 leons. Where, one of the highest standing na the continent, one of the highest per liter. You know how much they sell fuel na neighboring Liberia per gallon? Then at the gallon, then they sell at about $4.7. Now we convert $1 per Sierra Leone money, $1 official exchange rate at 20 leons. So now 5 liters they make 1 gallon. We mean say then they sell them fuel at 20 leons. Or 21 leons at most if you round that up because it is 0.7. Yeah, 21 leons. We they sell at 32 leons. We get a difference about 11 to 12 leons. Now neighboring Liberia now. You know what it mean for the country? It mean a lot. Now this is why I just comments. America, Israel versus Iran. It just begin. We pray that hostility cease. We pray that ceasefire actually take place. But if it discontinue, it just begin, we don't increase fuel to this level. If it continue, what thing will become of Sierra Leoneans? In fact, if we not take time, very soon we go hear them begin say fuel now 50 leons per liter. Before the war go middle, just now if it lasts for let's say 5 years, after for lie, let God push and fire, we go buy fuel more than 100 leons per liter in this country. So no need for the take advantage as government. When small thing happen, no more take advantage, we increase the price of fuel. Yes, government they take advantage. For let government increase fuel price from 25 leons to 28.5 leons.
So when other countries like America, like Russia, like other countries like the UK with the lowest price,
you know how much they sell fuel in America? It's less than $1. It's less than $1.
Because in America, it's at a 4 years high. Since the Russia-Ukraine war started.
No, even compare Iran with the war day. How much they sell fuel per liter?
Salon no.
Iran where the war day. No, yes, but the war. Even if it's Salon they produce something and they, but we war day you are going to be affected automatically. You don't understand?
You don't go compare Salon and Iran. You don't go compare Salon and Iran.
Now you call America. Now you call America. So I have call Iran.
No, what I say? I say other nations, Western nations, and so.
No, but you call America specifically, and I agree with you in comparative politics. Developing countries and developed countries, they put it at the same pedestal. But now you call America, but they can't give fuel analysis prices.
Yeah, if we mention America, America also they produce oil.
No, but now you call America. No, but then you say comparative politics. I know they put Sierra Leone and America at the same side. No. But when you call America, now America call Iran. You don't understand? Let you know say Iran self with the heat, where they kill the Islamic leader, the supreme leader, the fuel price is about $0.004
because they
per
produce,
liter.
they
No,
produce
I
fuel.
just tell you, no, now you call America.
All right, okay.
You understand?
No, the thing is, the point here is, even for countries that we say that they produce fuel for themselves,
It
price go up.
Forget about countries where they produce fuel. But I am telling you, Iran they produce fuel. Iran is hit by the war, but Iran the fuel they gain at $0.004. I not even reach $1. But forget about Iran now. Let us forget about them completely. Check how much they sell fuel in Angola. Check how much
Angola
they
they produce fuel too.
No, check how much they sell. You talk about African countries.
No, because Salon are 100% imports we depend on.
Liberia, they produce fuel.
You will compare to other countries.
No, Liberia they produce fuel.
So we mentioned Liberia now. Yes, of course, we get these 45 cent differences between Salon and Liberia. We make another 11 leons price differential. So you can point out to Liberia saying Liberia price more.
When I started my analysis, I not go far.
Yeah.
If you mean the compare, I dey take the Mano River Basin. I go take Guinea, I go take Ivory Coast, I go take Liberia. So the first country where I pinpoint on a Liberia. I tell you say Liberia they sell per gallon $4.7. But at the end of the day, how many liters make 1 gallon? Now 5 liters make a gallon. So when you divide that day, how much they give you? They give you about 21 leons. So they sell 32 leons. You don't understand? So the increment is very unreasonable.
Okay.
The burden on the people is too much. So now waiting now they don't do. Now they don't increase transportation. The one the way they come out, I invite people them yesterday. I organized iftar. Invite people them from all over Sierra Leone. We're not close friends. I get somebody will come out Kabbalah. He say he pay 200 leons from Kabbalah to Freetown. We mean say they don't add 40 leons from the initial transportation fare. What then they pay? My brothers then come out Kenema, we come. Then pay 170 leons. Where now be 130 leons they be the pay. You don't understand?
Yeah.
It means they don't add 30 leons per the transportation fare. The brothers then come on McKinney, where be they pay 120 leons. Then pay 150 leons. They don't add 30 leons per the transportation fare.
Okay.
Now, what used to be the transportation fare from Joy to Lumley, it was 15 leons. Now 20 leons, then they ask for. What used to be the transportation fare from Lumley to Majetown, if they take Okada, now 10 leons. Now, when people then they take Okada, now 20 leons, then they ask them for pay. So that in itself don't affect the daily sustenance of the people, basic living. Now check again, let's see the skyrocketing prices of basic commodities. Just because of this, some people let them increase prices so that then we will augment other areas. So it is affecting us adversely.
All right, okay.
This is not just a concern for the APC, it is a concern for Sierra Leoneans. I am seated here today advocating for the general masses, the entire masses of this country, that government not for they take advantage of any small situation for increase the price of fuel.
All right.
If you increase from 25 to 28.5 leons, it not take days, it don't increase again from 28.5 leons to 32 leons. That is being unreasonable. That is not welfare maximization.
Because there is a war.
No, that is being unreasonable. Why they increased before the war? Compare the prices.
This latest one after the conflict.
They increased before the war. The conflict has just commenced. It just don't begin. And we pray that hostility cease.
All right, okay.
Because if the hostility not cease, me and you two go the waka from Lumley to PZ. We go the waka from Calbaton to PZ. If the hostility is not cease. Because this government is unreasonable. It is not seeking the welfare of the people.
All right, Minkailu, thank you. Make a come to, just been joined in the studio by Moses Mambu, National Publicity Secretary for the SLPP, and Edmond Abu, Executive Director, Native Consortium and the Research Center. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Edmond, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, man. Thank you, on a morning.
Yeah, Moses Mambu, Minkailu says the government is being unreasonable. Government is sees advantage by the people by increasing the cost of fuel yet again from 28 leons to 32 leons. What do you make of that?
As a member of the opposition, I think say na in work they do. So nobody not go all and from where they do in work. Alright? So I think say now the responsibility of the opposition for continue for put the government on in toes for deliver on the promise system where we make to the people there. So I think say I don't get no problem with Andy. Now exactly waiting the constitution say the opposition for the do now they do.
You don't get problem with
also,
we say government is being unreasonable.
No, I don't get problem.
Is government taking advantage of
I don't get problem with him work. At the Kanda side, but you ask me direct questions, so I the answer directly say now in work they do as a opposition member for make sure say they continue for hold government accountable for waiting we promise the people then. So waiting they do now in work. But then they waiting they say different from the fact. So media this morning for also give you the fact. So Sierra Leonean then where they follow go understand waiting they happen. First we want let Sierra Leonean understand say waiting they happen within the field sector, not to something where the government happy about. The government not happy about at all. Two, we want let Sierra Leoneans they understand say salon not they produce fuel at all. Every fuel what they use na salon na bring people and they bring them. Okay? And not to the government they bring them. Na private people then, now then they bring the fuel. They call them by the fuel term, they call them OMCs, oil marketing companies. Now they import the fuel where they can have salon. 3. The fuel what they use na salon na global commodity. It tied to so many things and a commodity we very complex. Okay? Now, what things salon don't they do for the past 2 years? Through advocacy from people like Mambu and other player them. Now for make sure say we open up the market. You remember before this time now 1 or 2 players no more been there inside the market. Not also with the biggest one we been get over 60% shares in the market na NP. Not also sir. So over the years where we come, we don't try for liberalize the fuel market. We don't bring in more players. More people in the import fuel now na salon than ever before. So the space open. So because the space be don't open, we don't get more players within the sector. What think government decide for do? Government decide for liberalize the market. That is, government just they set the cap. The cap means say the highest we know for pass. So government can set the highest. We don't see at a point where government set the highest as 25.5. No, so fuel stations like Aminata be they sell 20, 22. Not so as long as you not pass the cap. Now. What did not happen a few days ago? Now something will be all in the world for be worried. Even country then where they produce fear, where they produce the code. And mind you, I don't hear argument with people then they say, okay, the war day between Iran and America, not to Iran salon they buy fuel from, not to that area they will buy fuel from. But I want to let people they understand say the whole West Africa, now few countries then get refinery. And the refinery themselves within West Africa, they're very small for produce capacity. For supply, for example, West Africa, for example, Nigeria. Nigeria gets small refinery. Now Dangote they try for build a bigger refinery in Nigeria. Because the oil they in twofold. You pull the crude, then you can't go for refiner. Okay? Unless you refine the crude, then it turns to a usable product when we can import. So now the refinery then within our West Africa, they're very small. Like Nigeria, they produce crude oil. And they also they refine, but they still they import huge because the crude within the pool, the one within the refine, not even do for supply the Nigerian market, so they get for import. Now, outside this problem also come, now the Strip of Hormuz. The Strip of Hormuz, now water we outside the petrol ship then they pass. Okay? Whether between Iran and other countries, but Iran and get the side of the water, outside the ship then they pass with the fuel. And 1/5, listen, 1/5 of the global ship where they come with fuel across the world, now that water they use. In fact, it is estimated by New York Times just yesterday, saying over 95 boats per day, 90 pass now that water day for come with fuel, now the rest of the world. Now, because that water they don't close, Iran say it don't close, even though they say America say that they begin guide the boats them, but the shipping agency then they afraid for user because Iran then get majority of that water day. And I hope say you and your listeners then they follow. So because that strip they don't close, it don't affect the global supply chain of fuel. Because you remember the world now globalization. You remember where coronavirus come, not so where the world stands still, everything go up. Why? Because the world is connected through the supply chain mechanisms globally. Okay. So because that one day happen, fuel automatically shoot up. Fuel come out inside these 2 days. fuel come out from $41 a barrel. It go 71 a barrel. Yesterday, just midday yesterday, it go $120 per barrel. America, my brother, they say, America, the average in America now $1 per gallon. Na America. So as of yesterday, I give the average for America, and you can use the phone because all kind of them forum there now for make sure say we educate people them with the fact, not to for just talk politics, but we talk politics back and with the fact and give data. Say look the data.
Okay.
Listen now.
Mambu, is government being reasonable?
We've been reasonable
because there is a 5% import duty tax inside the 2026 national budget. And also governments until recently for MPRA, they not go subsidize on this like fuel. So people call on governments now for look at that 5% import duty tax.
If you give me time, make an lost method, the people then go understand because we there for educate Sierra Leoneans. Where I begin, I tell you say government not happy with what's in they happen. So make I just land on method. 2 weeks ago, the average in America na $2.40. 2 weeks ago, that are the average in America, with the exception of states like California, where then they sell more. Always the young fuel can there. Just yesterday to this morning, now, the average, imagine it come up from $2.40. Right now, as I talk, na $3.45, $3.450. That are the average per gallon in America. America they produce fuel. You understand? America they produce fuel. America they refine fuel. In fact, most of the fuel where America they get from Venezuela, then they refine inside the United States of America. But because this is a global product and the price is set at a global level, the strip of Amos we don't be affected. And I know they say this for create fear in anybody. We all they pray, and it's important. This na fast month. We all they fast. Make we use this moment for pray for make the war between America and America, Israel and Iran, make it come to an end. Because what's in the happy now, the Gulf states them responsible for over 60% of the fuel where the world they use. So imagine now, Iran don't begin bomb oil refinery them. Iran don't begin bomb fuel depot them inside the Gulf states them with 60% of the world supply. Now the Gulf states them now they're responsible for them. So now come now to the question we really ask regarding if government is sorry for the people them. I tell Sierra Leonean then this morning say yes, government subsidized for the first time in 3 years. Now when we hold meeting on Monday last week, when the signs of this war begin, we hold meeting with the OMCs then. I don't follow social media where people then they say, hey, but stock been there. What to make them not sell last stock they first, then go buy another one now. Imagine the stock where they now. You been go buy something $41 a barrel or $51 a barrel. Then we allow now take it done. Right? Where you go now for go buy, you meet $100 a barrel. How say you able to pull the balance money for importer? Government get two duties. Now we get. You see also there we talk, we analyze about how government they handle the situation, just like the coronavirus. Salon na one country we don't go through pandemic them, so we sabi how to handle them. And one of the way we can handle them, even though yes the commodity there, it is more dangerous. We petrol lost totally because OMCs they're not able to bring them. Than where it day but it there. Because where it day is expensive a little bit, you're able to get an economic activity still they go on. Imagine if you're not there at all, the petrol stations are closed. OMC say no because the barrel.
That is very unlikely because the Strait of Hormuz has been closed and they amount to only 20% of global oil. Yeah. We mean it will take a more longer route for CAM to countries them. So it means the fuel will still there.
But the competition now for buy the fuel is high. Salon we fuel market very small compared to countries like Ghana, like Guinea, like Nigeria. So the competition for go buy that fuel now is greater. So because the competition they high, it's very difficult for make you able to forget that fuel now. So government get foresight. The fuel as based on the current market value for don't go up to 36 leons. But government be able for subsidize 3 leons. On Wednesday last week, government meet with IMF. In fact, IMF self concern. And government laid the case to IMF for let them understand clearly say, no, we cannot carry fuel go to 36 at this particular point. Even though there's a global disruption with regarding to the war between Iran and America. What we can do.
So you they say the fuel cost for don't be
36, yes.
today.
As per the
but government subsidized that sort of 3 leons.
Yes, now make a day 32, and that was an agreement on last Wednesday between government of Salone, the IMF, and the World Bank, because they see and clearly. So let people they not go with the notion say government not subsidize, because they can shock we cancel if government not subsidize when the stock finish. The OMCs they know they able go bring them back. If they able go bring them safe, the price they go close to 40 leons. So now make government come in quick one for make sure say they not only stabilize the product, but for make sure say the product become available.
La bring Edmond. Edmond, you concerned 12.3% increase from 28 leons to 32 leons in the cost of fuel. Are you concerned?
Of course, always, like always. Fumble on the morning. Firstly, I want to apologize to viewers that will not be able to come yesterday with we Facebook page. We will not try to unpack the formula for the first time. The native culture don't try to actually explain and understand. Let people understand. The students them, taka the winner na mafulukale all ma understand actually waiting this pricing formula and waiting don't drive them. You know, because most often than not, PRA are the only hope Moses Mambu let PRA go the calmly, they can tell the public be anything there also, you know. So we got 3 scenarios, Mara. One, we got scenario 1, we say fuel price be there at more than $700 per metric ton during June. This is not the 10 between this is June 2025. You understand? The fuel price, we want to look at the formula. I got for teaching down this. It be there at 7, then at the salon, the way PRA publish, now be 731 for petrol, for instance. Almost the oil market at the sell per liter, now be something like about 25. Now the 10 and will be to harass the government. If I will say, it's like say protesting they solve again, but we'll expose the truth and deconstruct the figures, now in the help. So now scenario 1, as at the time we feel go up to 70 something, $730 per barrel at the show now, you understand? The fuel, the pump price of fuel per liter, now be something like about 25. Now at the time and will be to tell the government say, wanna push the ceiling down to 24. That might be a missed opportunity on the part of PRA. In fact, at that time, as of June, that scenario 1, government in your ceiling be there at 27. So if I not say the oil markets has now then don't become, in fact, now the messiah. Then put them to 25. Why? Because of the competition. Because you get new players like Aminata, Zala, where they come, so it push the price down. That might be a missed opportunity on the part of the government. We'll be very wrong and we totally disagree with them. We'll tell them and say that was very, very wicked on the part of PRA. How your own price go to 27, then the oil markets and the own price is 25. That was very, 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 very bad. Scenario 1. And Mark, you create that scenario, and I find out say, when I remember why Trump said don't go it be bomb Iran. Mara, remember? You know say Trump bomb that Black Friday. Trump then go bomb Iran. The war lasts for like 5 days. When I remember, then they spike the price of oil at the oil market. The Hormuz corridor don't be totally closed like now. You understand? We don't become very, very volatile and risky. You understand? But it be the price up. Now, formula. When fuel price after the day, it can't down. The danger when they see in Salona, the fact say when it go up, for like we see the PRA can put and down proportionately, they know they get the appetite.
So it don't they go down
no, at the top of June, at that first scenario, June to December, it be the go down. After that, where Iran, where America said they don't go bomb the nuclear sites. Remember? It be can down. When it can down, now make let this go to SIBA, where you say, oh, God, our government name. SIBA, Mr. Minister of Information, Mahama missed the fuel at 17 cedis per liter. To December last year, Mahama. To January, Mahama put them to 10 cedis. So let this go to SIBA. Where they say, oh, other governments there. Other governments try for put their own price down. So it was a missed opportunity. We advocate, we shout, I can't ask, we talk for long.
So we see other governments. In our own case, it's different. The
now they say, we own case, what to make we own case different. Number one, we governments not get control over the storage. We get a total of 230,000 metric ton of storage. All this 13 away Pakabali is where former President Komaka in sell. So then at the end. The new one where Moses Mambu they talk about we owned by Eco Energy, not a government getter. So government need for liberalize the sector. So the sector is not well liberalized. We get new players like German, Eco Energy, Zala. These are OMCs, these are importers, you understand? So that's not scenario 1. Now scenario 2. Fast forward between December to January, the increment one has to take place. I be telling say with the government is still in the 27, the oil market is in the 25. You remember January, what happened? they introduced the excise duty. The excise duty where Phantom had go read in the parliament, and drive the price. And for me, if I was the finance minister, not to show you the drive that price there, what you do, you release an half. But you find out, say, inside the January pricing formula, the excise duty was 2 leons per litre. It shoots them to 5 leons per litre. That was disproportionate. Well, not tax. And not to just excise, not to just fuel, it go per iron ore, it go per other cements, they have 15 and they.
But for fuel now, you recommend for the government look at that again for reverse that.
Yes, these are the side way the cushion. Because then say when they explain, no, they just as if because this are the thing that we see, oh, government no cushion. No, so now na scenario 2. Then they drive the price now. Also, you see, PR pull from 27 go to 28. Now the tragedy will happen January. All the oil marketers now then they do price fixing. They then go into the cartel now. They pull out to 25, then go to 28. That was a tragedy. Then a scenario 2 in January. Then drive the price day because of the excise duty. You know, because then I will want to take, and I wish the opposition, some of them, and for the walkout from the parliament, I will be happy for them.
But it is with the opposition and pass that 2026 national budget day. No, the opposition and government.
It be sweet there.
I mean, it was SLPP MPs, APC MPs.
Yeah, this is the thing they went for walk out for. Therefore, the north of Georgia, Minkailu they try. Now Minkailu is a younger, they are too, my brother. But then these are the things they went for take the government hostage and say we dey work out for this. Like when data go up, we dey work out, but then they work out for the thing. So then a scenario 2, missed opportunity. Waiting up with the tragedy they can tell you. I want really put this thing if the antenna na village they understand. So it make the all the markets as they move the price to 28.5. So they all fix one price with the exception of Zala, will be the sale weekend. Now look into scenario 3 famulem. Within the scenario 3 as at March 7. Of course, we all know all man was waiting up on the Hamas corridor. Hamas corridor they account for about 20% of the world's fuel. But most of them fuel stations also as they listen to me, not 200 did they buy. Most of them are Nigeria did they buy. In fact, none of them they buy for me and that self. None. I dey challenge them back. I don't work in this sector. From to I don't be accountant. I don't work in a refinery. I don't work in a maker. So I sabi the sector.
So fuel price not for go up.
No.
Like I go up so.
No. God waiting God. The problem we get with government. When you look at the formula, thank God na 12%.
12.3%.
12.3. But when you look at the formula, on the cost of the product, petrol increased by 7, diesel increased by 9. So outside the other balance come out. That's not the problem I get. And it's like they go to CIBA, let's go to the government say. One of the things they do, well, sometimes they blame PRA, they are technocrat in the Ministry of Finance, when they're so insensitive. You understand? And maybe I can borrow from Minkailu and say the government's a little wicked. You understand? Then go increase the infrastructure cost component.
What does that mean?
Infrastructure cost now item 25. Look at where you go at the form. They publish me waiting today on Facebook. I don't take them one by one and I don't do the calculations. You understand? So infrastructure cost now is be introduced in 2016. In a different component where the former government be introduced, where it become for pushing the austerity instead of tax, that tariff. Because the excise duty now IMF the waiting. So when they talk about say the excise duty no more, that component they go about 9 different taxes, all the tax and some they don't port charges, jetty charges, you understand? 9. For instance, road maintenance fund, infrastructure cost, they jack that figure. That is where I have problem. You know, for jack that figure. In fact, if the fee long go up by law say 12%, increase them by 12% on the plat, meaning in the cost of the product. No go add per the tax again. This letter I don't do so. I don't send them to the IMF, and then they invite discussion with IMF on this because it's highly technical a little. But me they try for simplify and say no, you don't be need for church infrastructure cost component. All what if we don't do just increase the cost of the product. Almost then go buy them. Freight left and so. Because there are 2 drivers them are if I'm them. One, they can always say the cost of the product. 2, the exchange rate. So as I say, the components are all things being equal, they all be the same. I mean the exchange rate relatively the same. Well, I mean another major shift way for move that major 12%. So why you for increase the fuel by just petrol, you increase them by 7%, diesel you increase it by 9%, and then you increase now the liter, the pump price per liter
by 12%.
By 12%. That is disproportionate. Again, I can understand. For me, I go for me appreciate. Let them increase like when Moses Mambu they say, let's say 36% with the proportionate increment because it don't jump. Actually, it's true that it don't jump high. It don't come up from 60 now to this morning. It don't go up to more than 100 per barrel, of course. So I not say somebody other thought go say, well, Edmond, in fact, when you look at, not even proportionate to the global increment. Yes, granted, I agree. But just touch the components where now sometimes if you can't argue and talk say, well, we government don't sorry for the people. I go say yes, I go join the government say, but you know go yonder, you understand? Because and the war, let me put it, Lord pray, let this war end because the worst is yet to come. The worst is yet to come. Because by the time, if you see this thing continue, and we not get no certainty say again for waiting, guess what in the happen? Kono go eat man. And then you find out say cost of living will be high, crime rate, kush, everything, transportation, and sadly, we get a minister of transport we're not sensitive. Where any time price go, because like I said, me danger, me take away here is this will not go for continue forever. It can't it go end. When it end. You find out say global supply because now demand and supply. When supply outstrip demand, price they go down. It the inverse, it go up. So for me, when it can down, government for able for put and down. Like what happened last year, it go up, it spike. But when it can down as a June, they're not doing. They're not doing. We talk there, they're not. In fact, the demand they get opportunity, they sell up to 22. I think I post them. They sell up to 22. I mean not to sell, Yonko sell, but it was just fishy. You understand? These were opportunities where NPRA for don't take opportunity. It bring the ceiling to 24 for situations like this. You understand? Because now this mama see. You understand? So when Siba they say, oh, other government, no. Other government, like I tell you, like where me brother they say, the situation as alone, we not get storage. The reserve, like 230 metric ton, it go to Susana just like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Right. And then the danger, like I say again, we get all marketers, they not get blood. They take up advantage. But this is not just 6 days of the war. Una still get old stock. Why una they create artificial scarcity?
So you know for go up right
squeeze. Well, if we expect increments, now like next week, because they still get old stock. But these are people where they're ready for take advantage. Now make PRA they say, oh, with the 6 petrol station, they petrol station, they even illegal and they help ya. Then one day they illegal, they small petrol station the way because it appears as if it's a PRA said don't know the way legal because I make it put moratorium. So make an answer
the stock where they in country. Because I didn't have the meeting where Ministry of Finance called with the OMC them. And government raised the same concern. And the OMC them put up a chart. Okay? So imagine you don't go buy 79 a barrel. You get the stock. Now, petrol, you put in 42 days. You get for put in 42 days before you get your next supply so that the pump na the gas station not cut off at all. So now, it don't go up to 120. Well, it is 120, 110, 100. If the price don't go up now, then sell that stock there before then get onto the supplier then, for able for supply then the fuel. Definitely waiting to happen. It be scarcity they become.
So
and the
how
danger,
much will we get?
And the danger.
How much will we get as reserve?
No, we don't get better storage. The storage capacity we will get in country if we supply the whole country. Now less than 3 weeks, fuel they done. So if you not put in early for able to forget the fuel, and now as he say, which is correct, the demand don't outweigh the supply because of Amos. So a lot of OMs, big OMCs then in Africa, way past we all know, where they all go na the same pool. So if you allow other big OMCs then go based on the price where they meet and then put in more, and you not go early with the available the market value price where they today. If you not go with Andy, then they get for put your supply backward. If they put your supply backward, if they find out say if the stock where you get in country done, then there is a problem. So what you would they try for save? Waiting government because they make that I see the presentation. So the fear where government get is, and where we all forget at Mambu, between me and you two, what is preferable? Make the fuel done, let you go na pump fuel no day, or make we get away for let fuel day in country.
That can say.
Yeah,
you see,
okay.
Moses firstly, before me can call Moses firstly, if the look now contract then gets with the importers, you understand? Therefore supply every fortnight or every 2 months. So this idea of say you put in every 42, then get constant suppliers. Where you go to call the SP, sales and purchase agreements, where they want to, where demand they look for. So any oil market are we going to meeting, go say, oh, na 42 days, Moses Mambu tell that importer, that OMC say, it lie back. Because, now, like where I get somebody with the supply, give me per mine number 2 jong. The man gets boku number 2. Me, na for just go to, if I, so test kid, I even can say, once we don't establish that relationship, the supply, they come like almost every time as you run out of stock. You dey talk about stock out. You dey talk about stock out.
At that point, we talk about that point. If at that point we reach so that means
yeah. So now, Minkailu coming.
Thank you. I'm glad the way you control the program. Allow they allocate time properly because I get a lot for also talk about. Now, I like the conversation this morning. It is becoming brutally frank. Because the fact of the matter is, we do this for God and country. Certain thing and they, we not just need for do and for protect with government them, but we for think about the welfare maximization of the people. When Moses Mambu start for talk, he say a lot of things that I completely disagree with. He say, waiting me they say different from the facts. But at the end of the day, waiting at the facts, I know it will get them clearly from waiting me they say. I mean, because me no say waiting they say, informed by data, figure, and proper analysis. So now the fact at the state. Number 2, it's now private people and the import fuel, not to government. But let me bother no say now government they determine the price. Now private people and the import time, but now government they determine the price. For some private people and say for the import and fuel, like you want to sell at a price where go be reasonable and where the stock then go down quick and then go buy back and cancel. But government they say no. There was a time when I follow one gas station been there around these regions. Where them be they sell 24, where the other one be they sell 25. Most people where they go up country, Zala, and they go park for buy gas. Then put them behind them seriously. Say government they in charge of price control. So now government they determine the price. Not to the individuals the way they bring the fuel, they determine the price. This now a global and political commodity. Law know that they clearly. My brother say same statement about America, not also correct. Now if they talk about the gallon of fuel. Me they talk about liter. Anybody can check from 0.74 to 0.77 dollars, less than $1 per liter. Now so then they sell. So anybody can check down there now and prove me right or wrong. It talk about IMF conditionalities. Lord no say IMF.
You
not
say government and IMF subsidy.
Yeah.
Trillion subsidy.
No, they can't talk the subsidy, but Lord talk about IMF small. IMF not to say Leone no more day. IMF now global institution. Now we need for no say wait to make they establish IMF in 1944. We actually commenced operation in 1945. Now for can prevent an economic disaster will be happen at the world in 1930. There was a serious economic disaster in the world. So the world decides this not for happen again. I make they establish the International Monetary Fund when IMF. And IMF don't succeed in the mandate. You know what the IMF they do? IMF they help government technically. IMF they help for structure government economically so that we go get economic growth. IMF they contribute to government but boku things for alleviate poverty. So IMF now they can institute policies them where they increase poverty on the people. It rests on government policies. Certain things in the way IMF tell you, if you think say you're not in the interest of your people them, you go also tell them say no, you're not in the interest. Now when President Bill came, President Koroma advised him very seriously about poverty alleviation, about subsidies. Yeah, one thing I can always make reference to now this subsidies and poverty alleviation. This time President Koroma in note to President Bill will be the hand over the country to him. It tells us although we have become more liberal as the world modernizes, the All People's Congress, the party whose ticket I got elected in 2007 and 2012, was founded on a platform of socialism. Therefore, upon my election in 2007, I did not abandon the APC core belief that governance must be predicated on the importance of efforts to minimize the burden of poverty on the population, expand access to the common man and woman, and do everything possible to leave no one behind. Against this foundation, and much to the displeasure of some of our valued partners, my government refused, my government refused to end government subsidies in various sectors. You understand? Let's just pause there. Now, one of the things the government do, we make fuel price go up. Remember, we be the sell fuel 3,500, we increase it to 6,000, we left at that point. For now, we can get an alarming increment to 18,000, go to 22, 25. Go to 20. Now, because government know they handle subsidies well, now government they determine the price. Sometimes the dealers they don't even want the price where government they instruct them for sale. They want sell below that. So long we know mislead with people there about IMF. IMF de Liberia. Now IMF de Liberia.
Government instead wants to foresee the price of fuel go up. Because you mentioned the dealers they want to put them down.
Government get percentage. Government gets what they gain. One thing first, what this government do, yeah? We all need to know how government they generate money. That they generate money for beaucoup things. One, for recurrent expenditure. Waiting government they spend on a daily basis. Recurrent expenditure can also include salaries and wages. When government increase taxation per beaucoup things and then change the economic policies, now for let government generate beaucoup money. Even the one that way they pull container na key, trading be 24 leons, 25, 26. Now it pass 100 leons for pull one container. Some people then can gain another money than container, then they go demurrage. We need for no that day. Beaucoup businessmen and they vex because of the increment and they. So the subsidies, now government be removal per fuel, will make it go up. Now they talk about IMF. Why IMF not go advise Liberia let they sell 32? In a way compare the exchange rate. It's about 20 per liter. Where would they sell 32? We need for know that clearly. Again, me brother talk about Edmond Abu saying that the opposition for the walkout in parliament for them kind here. Yeah? Say the opposition not just they walk out for political reasons, for things that we don't agree with, we government want to take. To a very large extent, yes, the opposition for putting foot down. Because you are elected to also protect the welfare of the people. It is not just about protecting your interests as a political party. I agree. To a very large extent, the opposition don't debate very seriously. But when it is simple majority, when it comes to vote, it is not 2/3 majority, the incumbent, they always get away. So it is not that the opposition is conniving with government for wreak burden on the people of this country. That is not the situation. So me believe say, like how all those states, the war just commenced. We don't begin get alarming increments on fuel price. If this war continue, it will get far-reaching implication on we as Sierra Leoneans. So waiting government for go back now the drawing board, review them prices of fuel, and make sure say they revert. Now go back to the 28.5.
All right, make a come to
because the justifications are always Moses advance as to why government the increment and even the 3 loans when they say government is subsidized, I doubt.
All right.
I really doubt if the government is subsidized that.
Make a come to Edmond. Edmond, we expect what if this war prolong further? We expect the cost of fuel to go up.
Of course, devastating to the entire world. Let's just take the two, like waiting Minkailu they say, these two guys are my like younger brothers. The 3% we they talk about is wrong. Government no subsidize no 3%. Just that no more fuel long up big time. And then wait at the camp. And then when Minkailu they talk about my brother Eka with this point of look, the opposition, or just the energy, Minkailu, with the opposition, where you party they take in a parliament. You understand? Like then thing like when they say mobile tariff don't go up, this and that. I wish the energy we then take for Abu Kabu, where then take for the Secretary General, you see them come them protest, this and that. If they can just if Abu Kabu then kind, can just do one for people away vote for an akafable on a lokomasama. Salon will be a better place. But they need to do them. And this is a disservice, Minkailu. This is very, very bad. From where they go to parliament, I'm the co-chair for parliament. They like thing the way they affect Sierra Leoneans. Edmond Abu can protest, don't go arrest me. But if Minkailu protest, they arrest him. He get with. Me not get with. Because he get party BNM. Me not get party BNM. Me not funtoba. You understand? So when APC make like say most SPP walk out. SPP they criticize APC back to back. You know what SPP they do? Like when Edmond can talk so the decision, change the decision in party office. With what don't vam, they take some part of which I don't talk. They add up at their own and come against the government. These are the things they expect the APC. So because they get weight, we not get weight. You understand? So therefore the walkout, when data go up, it come up from 60 to 100. You see them come out, you see them protest, they not do one. And then that come to Moses Mambu. This idea what did they talk about? Say, government just like when Minkailu
say government subsidized millions.
They're not subsidized. In fact, they even add part the infrastructure. Minkailu is perfectly correct. Liberia fair lay down. Liberia and this.
I think it's 11 leons difference.
Now imperial gallonage Liberia they use. Then they still use that old gallonage system. Where they still use metric system when a liter. You understand? So waiting at the takeaway, waiting me they beg the government. Once I will agree with the government, the increment will don't take place at the world market. For instance, 40% do not increase, and so I commend the government for that. But the thing I hate for see, now that formula, maybe sometimes they may come, Moses Mambu, they may come say, okay, in fact, fear be supposed to go for 40% increment. You put in that percentage, so me until I'm a full go understand, it will be better. But what you then do? And what did they do?
But if the cost not reflects on the global fuel cost, perhaps it's because of the government subsidies.
If forget the pass-through effect, I don't understand it.
I'm saying if you not reflects like the 40% increase globally,
good.
You know
I like the argument today. That's supposed to be the argument. But what did they do now? Then go to the infrastructure cost. Then go add by that component. I think you the figure. And this motivation, what they don't understand. Oh. Now gaslight. Even fully by the all they talk, they need to see because. Even the economics professor, when they take with time, they cost examine and figure out each line by line. Okay. You understand? Say, look what you do. If I'm lying, just wait no more. Go watch my Facebook page today. You just see if I giving you waiting the ink, waiting the move. So that is not correct. They're not supposed to that they be supposed to do. Check left hand because the driver the way for change now the exchange rate, the freight when I item 2 at the gear. So for let them can they talk say no they subsidize 3%. Let them just tell me say if the government can tell me say Moses Mamuna change on analysis say in fact this fuel for don't go up to 30, 35, but we make us so I go agree. But you know you don't go church down. In fact, the one of the sad thing Moses Mamuna want to take this as assignment again. As at June, family when I check at the Gilmara, you know almost now the price of petrol per metric ton now 700. Now if you check almost now the price of petrol now. When this Amus corridor don't close, now 680 something. So what? So what is the deal? It's very funny. Juno 2025 now be 700. Now and 7 almost be the per liter 25 euros. Now I mean now this batch almost now the way you look at this not to me figure now PRA they won't figure now 600. I mean look at the first formula when I look at the first line. We talk about the cost of the product that plat Mara. The first line of the formula. Just watch out. You understand? Now 600 and something. So it then below almost then be supposed for well almost then they said last year, June 2020, when they feel they did 25. And this is the interesting part. What did they play? Because they get tax component they did they play between the money and the Minister of Finance.
So like Kanto, Mambu, get anything for response to? It's a government not subsidized at all.
And I hope so you go
according to Edmond.
And I hope so you go
government
give me
not subsidized.
And I hope say you go give me the time.
Yes.
Because you don't go to them back and forth, and I hope say you go give it the time. So first of all, I want me Edmond Abu no say I was involved in the pricing formula set up in Salon, the setting up of the plat. Every single item with every single I talk about the review with the SLPP government kind of power. Every single item under the plat and the pricing formula for Salon Asabiam. I know waiting every line item represent, but I can't to that side. Make a reply to my brother Minkailu, where he say government control Aminata because we government be set the cap, Aminata be the sell below the cap. He say government run at Aminata for us and up. Then they not true, and it's important before you can talk on a sector. Make you really try to understand the sector very well. When you understand, when you understand the sector, Modito, am I protected?
Go ahead.
Because I not get that for that.
Go ahead.
Am I protected? Am I protected?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. He say government tell the one day because government I tell Unanaya say government what you will do now for set the cap. As long as you sell under the cap, it's up to you. Government not to control you for sell which you don't want for sale. As long as you don't pass the cap. But he say government force petrol station the way they sell below for go up. And I know say Edmond Abu we there we na the CSO na the sector self go to tell and say down they not to true. What happen for saying a government force Zach for say Arikam. Please Arikam. Do you Arikam? Do you Arikam? If we will not talk, I sit down quiet, I listen. For make debate interesting, not what you do as Sabia, but not to down they are for because what you will deal with is very complex and hinge on the lives of we people. So we get for taking serious. Which I want let people they know, government they set the cap. Like right now we petrol na 32. If you want for sell 10 Leone per liter, that is up to you. as long as you're able to bring them. Not to government, they do that. And
But how is government encouraging these people to sell them below that
because
cap price?
Because we don't liberalize the market. What would they do? Now for set the cap. Cap now a price what we set for make you not pass on. So you can sell below and it don't happen. If you wait fuel go 28, petrol station and they will sell on 26. Waiting happen now like where QCell been come, where they talk about mobile company just now, where QCell sets the price. The other mobile companies then go back to the player, the sector player, when a NAT come say, no, if we QCell come and sell below, you understand the market price, they would they sell this, then they put business for we. So now within the OMC, the SSF, now they run nata, the other OMC they inside. Now within the other politics they play. Not to government, they go tell Zara say, because we don't set on 32, they sell 26, ace and up. No, now politics they play within the OMC, the SSF, now they the politics they play. Where they force them. So that statement where Minkailu make say, now the government they force Zara for ace the price up. Now the government determine the price. It said now government Minkailu now government they set the cap. Government now they set the cap. What in government do? Now the cap is set. If fine, so government sets the cap. If Zara wants sell 26, that is up to him. Then they know they up to government again. If Zara sell 34, where government don't say 32, then you get problem with government. Ed Mambu waits to go, I farm down there to you. But not to government, they tell Zara because they fear 32. If Zara, the law is already enforced. The law is set at 32. The law is set at 32. Government don't announce price, say the price fear for price is 32. If Zara sell 25, government know they run at you know they are other where fear be there 27. Man they be they sell 22. Not also one PX station I see the video say una look they were they sell 22. Government ever go harass them?
I mean that's
government no you get me? Government no ever go harass them. What's in the happen now within themselves inside the sector? You understand? Because before SLPP the kind of power, it knows say 75% of the sector now NPB the controller. So all the others, AFAF importer them, now NPB the controller. Now then they set the agenda of how you for sell and how you the import. But because liberalization don't take place, now it make you they see now, even though government sets the cap, but you they see petrol station that they sell way below the cap. You understand, eh? And why then they sell below the cap? La also educate Minkailu on Dandy. Then they sell below the cap, and they tell you, what now, what you make? No, you don't sabi the sector. You don't know the sector. No, they educate you on this sector. You don't sabi this. Okay,
sabi and pass you far.
No, you don't sabi. No. Let's speak to the issue. No, you don't sabi. Okay, let's speak on the sector. Let's speak on the sector. No, let's educate you on that day. You know sabi. Okay, moderator, am I protected? Let me get the podium. Moderator, am I protected? Moderator, am I protected?
Guys, gentlemen.
Moderator, am I protected?
What you talking about?
Moderator, am I protected? Moderator,
okay.
Am I protected?
Let's just respond.
Moderator, am I protected? If you know they control the program, this is the APC for you. Let me get the podium. If you're able to control the podium.
Gentlemen, please, let me get
order. But if you're
order.
able for control the program.
Let me get order, please.
If you're not able for control the program, then
you know what? Let's go.
No, but if you're able to control the program. If you don't have the
so you go get time for respond. You go respond to that. Minkailu, you go respond to them very soon.
What you tell me you the respond?
Yeah, Minkailu, please.
What you talk? I know they talk. What you tell me you the respond?
You go respond to them very soon, Minkailu.
If I educate you on the sector, we don't sabi then listen. Am I protected?
Mambu, he said make you not tell him see the educate him. So just
no, I educate him because you don't know the sector. You don't sabi the sector. I educate him because you don't know nothing about the sector. You don't sabi the sector.
All right.
You don't sabi the sector.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go for a very short break. He's still with it.
I'm involved in the sector. I sabi in so many ways. In so many ways, I'm involved in the sector.
All right, so let's go now for a very short break. He's still there with the Epic Morning Show. Stay with us.
Okay, so am I protected?
This time we come to this alone. So we know it's not the team, the man them fits come together. Cause no other person who can for mix alone pass we. Listen to the lyrics, the message, learn some lesson and get some blessing. Go to altar with for yegi, then they shoot and they loot. The man they don't die, but then picking they cry. The problem just a pile, nobody know the smile. And because you talk just a double, people they grumble. Say they not go able, they continue stable, waiting for do. Now for stop the threats, make use of waiting we get, forgive and forget. Those when we come to this alone. hustling and get some blessing. Auto we for Yegi, then they shoot and they loot. The man they don't lie, cause them picking they cry. The problem just a pile, nobody know they smile. And because it's all just a double, people they grumble. Say they not go able, the country not stable. Waiting for do. Now for stop the vets, make use of waiting we get. Forgive and forget. Those well a bit of medicine, so we go well. With God and blessings, alone go well. That's in the work go day, and then go they pay. Then big businessman go calm. So we said become. But man go call it tool, we can go to school. We go travel up and down. Let's go plenty in our town.
All right, Mambu, just go ahead. Mambu, all right, it's okay. Minkailu, Mambu, go ahead.
Okay, so what you have been trying for see? We are saying make I educate them. It's simple.
No, Minkailu, Mambu, please, not mention the word again, educate, because now that's bring this particular issue. So, Minkailu, you go respond to him very soon, Minkailu. Give me a minute. Minkailu, out of respect for Epic Radio and me, please just give me a minute. Yes, Minkailu. Yes, Mambu.
This is the behavior of the APC. I understand that.
Minkailu. Guys,
okay,
we won't forget conversation. We won't forget conversation or not.
All right, PPRC, they listen to
Yes,
you. They go
just
get
go
to
ahead.
you. No worry.
Go ahead.
Two things. Oh, no worry. They go get to you. Two things. What he make for example, Zara. What he make for example, Zara. What he make for no worry no more. They go get to you. What he make for example, Zara. They sell below the cap. What he make that they sell below the cap? Make I educate the public. Two things. Number one, the profit will them for make per liter. Then the sacrifice it will they reduce them. You understand? Because when you look the plaques, when you read the plaques clearly, you get say where certain amount they within the plaque, I think na 6 or 7.6 or 7, where na in the profit where the petrol station they make. Now within the OMC they do that in your profit if you make per liter. Now in the pool sum. Then the pool summer. Some they make 90 cents. Some they make 1 Leone. Then go say, okay, if I they make 90 cents, I they reduce and now they take 40 cents. The 30 cents la reduce, la sacrifice them. The distribution cost that they reduce them for themselves by themselves. So now you make some petrol station they sell less, some petrol station they sell more. So that one denying. Let's come back to the IMF. It talk about IMF. Now, we in a developing country. Most of our agenda in this country, Sierra Leone, most of our fiscal expenditure. Now the development partners then are the degree money. Will they take money from IMF? IMF just in fact right now IMF the inside country. They try for review all we process for we extended credit facility because 3 months ago they give we $75 million for pump into the economy. So because of that one day, there are a lot of economic activities where IMF they control. For example, where APCB day, would they be the subsidized fuel, then IMF fall out. What you make IMF be they say, make we not subsidize fuel. And Mambu where they are, they don't go to a lot of IMF meetings where IMF they talk about the reasons why government not for subsidize fuel. If government they subsidize fuel, you know that they benefit? Not a we, me and you where they gonna pump, they buy 10, 20 liters at Moabu.
We know the benefit.
No, we know the benefit. The one the way they benefit, where government subsidize, the one the way they benefit greater, now the big company there. Where they buy millions of liters a day. Now then they benefit more than we, the pedestrians.
So Sierra go prefer for buying expensive than cheap.
No, Sierra Leoneans prefer for buying. No, but no, we are not in at the wall at the camp.
Because if government subsidize, then it will be cheaper than the market for
yes,
ordinary
Sierra Leoneans. If government continue for subsidize, the people
the cost of transport goes to go down. Another thing, Step.
If you listen to me,
yes,
like I give other panelists and platform, people can go understand. I don't say IMF care for developing countries and they work with countries them for remove them under poverty. One way for let them they happen now for make sure say you improve your domestic revenue mobilization. IMF they work with governments around the world for improve the domestic revenue mobilization so that you will be in a position where you go able for service your debt. And IMF they only give you money when they see say you they in the position for service you debt them where you they owe, then they know say you get a proper reserve, then they go come in and see how they go boost you up in terms of your fiscal expenditure. Two things. One, in 2016-17, IMF pull out because after they don't do the analysis, and Moabu Sidoya, you know a lot about how IMF they operate. Now, when IMF check the ratio, when government subsidize fuel, and then see say the company then big company there, they benefit more from the subsidy where then are profits and they make, that they benefit more than the people. Me and you where they go to a petrol station or buy 20 liters, 30 liters, not only they benefit greater. The company the way they buy millions of liters a day, Now they benefit in a greater number when IMF subsidize. So now I make IMF be suggest say, in order for us to continue for service with that, make we pull subsidy. All government where IMF they work with. Then they talk about Liberia. One of the things where they talk about Liberia, what you're not able to do, because importation of fuel depending on forex, foreign exchange rate. Now foreign currency they use. So one of the things where you not talk, where they compare, where they draw a comparative analysis between Salon and Liberia, and able for equate the United States dollar, which is a legal tender in Liberia, to that of the Liberty, which is a local currency in Liberia. So when you want to draw analysis between a country, check the exchange rate between the dollar and the Liberty in Liberia. Of course, the US dollar is a legal tender in Liberia, so then they use them. So now so you do a comparative price analysis. Now so you do a comparative price analysis. And finally, it mentioned America petrol price right now by liter. I want me brother no say America not sell petrol by liter. America they sell petrol by gallon. So if you do an analysis comparing America, they do that analysis day by liter, somebody go say, okay, well, where APC can have power, they meet petrol 3,000 lion per gallon. And Mambu is where I know. So we pack about the left petrol now be 3,000 lion per gallon. And a 5 liter and I make 1 gallon. Somebody go say, well, where APC the left power, the left petrol 30,000 per liter. Not so, sir, because they left for 6,000 lion per 1 liter. So if you put 5, it means that they left for 30,000 lions per gallon, where they inherit at 3,000 lions. So you know the rates and so. America, they sell petrol per gallon, not by liter. So if you want to do a comparative analysis between Salon and America on how they sell fuel, 2 weeks ago, I tell you, see the average price of fuel in America now been $2.40. Today, like how many you they talk so? Use your phone, let you check out. The average price of fuel in America now $3.45. So meaning over 40%.
Okay.
Even though America they produce fuel, even though America get one of the largest refinery in the world, but still the fuel shoots up. So what am I saying? The government is concerned on waiting they happen. Most of the things that were in the pricing formula, now things that where even the development partners were involved to set up. And Mambu knows they set up the plot. The price we will refer to as pricing formula. IMF did it, World Bank did it, not to something where they do na Bondo Bush. No, not to thing where they do, not to thing where they do na at the camp.
We are not inviting
listen. Not to think whether they do na Bondo Bush, not to think whether they do na society bush. This na thing where they in the known with the development partners and the Mambu know than they say Salon by himself not able for set up. So for we want and lab put this last point. Wrap up Moses. Two things. Government they assure the public say President Biodo Institute since day before yesterday that every week for the first time going forward, now, Ministry of Finance, the CSO, development partners, the OMCs, every week they for meet going forward for able for review what's in the happen at the world market, and then for able for review what's in the happen locally on the price.
Minkailu, quickly.
Thank you very much. Firstly, you see where they get a civilized conversation. Me no go sit down and say like educate Moses Mambu, because now big man. At least I for show some respect. You don't understand. I go say what Mambu say. I get a contrary view.
Okay.
Me get a different opinion. Or I put it this way. But to say like educate is sound insulting. Now that make I respond directly. Yeah. Now let's start with America. And not just sit down they talk. Yes, America they sell by gallon. Even Liberia now by gallon. But when they do pricing formula now the world, when they talk about gasoline prices, global pricing formulas. Now you get countries, you get the last price of the gasoline of fuel, then you get the previous price, then you get the unit. Yeah. Now look, you get Indonesia when at 0.06 and still is $0.06. You get Saudi Arabia when at 0.62. Now it still is 0.62. But look count to America, United States of America. Yeah, this is the refined. And about liter, watch out. This is not liter they put out. You don't say about liter they put out. So the money what they sell by gallon, now they divide by 5. Forget liter, because now 5 liters make 1 gallon. So I not just sit down and talk. I they do thorough research before I can sit down and talk. Because I not say now the public will they talk to. And for let them take you serious, some people and they will sit down where they check what they talk, then they fact check you. If you can't mislead them, next time when you open mouth for talk, they know they even listen to you. So long we know that they clearly. Even though now by gallon then they sell, like Liberia, but then they divide them by the number of liters where they make 1 gallon and then determine the price. And that now the price will communicate here.
And we like, compare a more cheaper than the one at Salon.
It's cheaper than the one at Salon. Even Liberia, now the universal currency what they use every sign of the world. I know say Sierra Leone, I mean, we they use dollar now. You go say we not the user like Liberia they use them. Yeah? But you go to bank, you get your foreign account, you they put dollar, then you take dollar. Liberia, then they use $1, $2 in the streets, they buy water with dollar, anything you want to do, they do dollar, just like how they do Liberty. But the pricing formula now are compared to the dollar because now alone they use Liberia, they use. So I not consider Liberty in this case. Now we also know that clearly. Again, it says if government subsidize, not to be the benefits. It beats my imagination. When government not subsidize, no. We the benefit largely. We as citizens the benefit largely where government subsidize. Because can you imagine the prices of basic commodity where fear go up, no way to go up, skyrocketedly. So you want to tell me say not the benefit? When me brother they pay 120 loans from Kenema to Freetown. Now then they pay 170 loans. Where they come out Kabbalah, they pay 140, 150, now they pay 200. See I affect the ordinary man. Where be they pay 15 loans from Lumley to Joy, now they pay 20 loans. He say not to be the effect. Now we the effect. And if they reduce and transportation, they reduce, now who they benefit? I agree that bigger companies, because of the quantity of fuel, then they benefit more. I agree that's idea. So waiting government for do, government for put different price for them. Say waiting the ordinary man they buy, how Okada man and they buy fuel, how taxi drivers and they buy. The companies that will register with the country, therefore control them mining companies, how them for buy for different from we the ordinary citizens. Now that government for do. But we all know for buy at the same level. Because if we buy at the same level, it affects we on a daily basis. It make prices of basic commodity they there. This time Ramadan for crying out loud. In fact, sugar don't there, pepper don't there, everything at market, oil, even plantain don't there. Everything, because then back they put as in the transport will be the pay for go counter, they don't increase. So they say they can't put them but their own commodities the way they sell. What they sell, and they affect we as citizens very seriously. We need to know that clearly. Now this thing about PPRC go call me. Now PPRC not go call me by any kalo talk. Because PPRC they only call you when you make statements where you get the tendency for incite the public to violence.
All right.
But if you say something about me, I respond. You cannot intimidate me with state institutions. Now,
okay.
I know waiting at the act of PPRC.
So
I have worked for PPRC. They understand waiting at the mandate. And they talk within the confines of the law. I know they say anything for actually disturb the peace of the country. So I am not intimidated by those institutions.
All right.
Again, when we they represent political parties, who for no say, where we in our governance, we get for go opposition. In 2028, the SLPP go opposition. When in the opposition, Moses go still be National Publicity Secretary. Where I go sit down for the address, I'm not going to intimidate our state institution. Let us talk on the issue.
All right. But Moses Mambu, I don't know if you buy fuel this morning with the camera Epic Radio. Because we get intel, Maladona SS Camp, for example, and NP, people are saying they know they sell fuel this morning. They say that there is shortage in fuel. In as much as you say we increase the price, so we will actually get a time frame, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks for sale.
Well, and it depends on whose side the fuel source they come out. The imports are where they deal with them. But that now something that the way I go is. But make I just allay me brother in fears that SLPP get for go now opposition. With all what they see they happen. You know, say democratically this SLPP way they so now. This SLPP way they so now I just they respond. This SLPP way they so now. Opposition far from we. They make where situations like this they happen. We don't allow politicize them. Okay, waiting they happy with fear, not to something for politicize. When it comes to politics, we only count to report card to the people. And would I play in Cardwell and campaign under the democratic space where the constitution give in a salon.
Okay.
By the end of November 2028, we go know who that get for Occupy State House.
Edmond,
then the not to team for law begin talking loud.
Edmond,
that number firstly, I want for Moses Mambu. I wish on a government for they invite me 110 pound. Like I remember in 2005, Nameka they always they be big gratitude and tribute to people like John Benjamin, will be there as finance minister. But I didn't say these guys we are young guys. I mean they are now Sabido, my small brother. I get so much respect and they pray that this halala way between the loan and don't make come again. Please, at least una get a long way for go. Haras na a very good guy. Mambu Sef na a very good guy. So lost it. So first thing first, I hope and pray say that intelligence way the giso. Moses Mamuna, pay attention to that intelligence. Because this is how they start. It's possible to say that price, they not get appetite for them. Now so they create, now so they start.
So they
for
keep the
squeeze,
fuel.
yes, for squeeze the government. But the last time I checked, they sell them this year. So why them for day, not for sale? Then put this thing again into context. They when Minkailu be the gate, Aras be the gate. Ayeri where they talk say President Koroma. Look, Aras, most of what you read over now just literature. President Koroma not ever liberalize the sector. One of the things where they talk about, you see them the two parties they talk about subsidy. Now, what did APC do? The excise it where IMF they be and then put on zero. Then they inflate another part now the formula infrastructure costs. Now they made them fall out. Now then they say they subsidize. No, they're not subsidized. In fact, that they still get they keep the tax components them where they inside the formula and they float them from time to time. So this issue where IMF they say like address again, for the benefit of the public. Moses Mambu, the issue of IMF not ever develop any country. Moses Mambu, I don't work with IMF for 20 years. I've been a convener at Washington for CSOs the worldwide. IMF, the Brits and Woods institution. In fact, now they count when you talk about the war, when they call the structural adjustment program. So Moses Mambu, this are the thing I be the advise the APC, they not be the take. When I say, oh, no, because IMF praise you, not me to say do well. Not satisfy IMF and hurt you people. No. You do that, you're in danger. Now, so they don't create problems now. Many parts of you see that man that
IMF recommends not for remove taxes. They're not for putting subsidies for fuel. So they're not going to pull subsidies because IMF says so.
No, let me tell you something. Even the subsidy they talk about, then negative than they. Now one side of it, they work all over. We're in a poor country. This is not I don't fight with IMF in Washington from 2009. What they go in America. Say, the subsidy, the benefit, the private people. Minkailu will get private motorcar. Mara, that's nonsense. Look, the majority of people they use work a fine boss. So you know what tell. So then don't kill the argument they now Washington for long. So let nobody know they follow the IMF for that day. And when you follow the IMF too much, you get problem.
All right, so not just
you see. No, what I mean the narrative. Say no subsidize. Subsidy is good. Then they subsidize. Then they subsidize for the citizens in the go.
Ghana we don't develop years ago. Now then they phase out for left IMF small.
No, you understand? Left IMF.
No, now they talk now, but they don't know what
to do for left IMF.
No, now they phase out. I know that they. No, so listen.
The IMF is not good.
No.
So
we not developing country.
Ghana not
no, I can't. No, we not developing country. Okay, the things say, don't suffer. You understand? For we senseless war and with development, Ghana not suffer. So let me tell you, when IMF, you know, go say make Salon disagree at certain points with IMF. Yes, I tell you say there are several areas where Salon they put in foot down with IMF. But when it comes to issues, when it comes to issues. Wait, can't
let me say yeah.
No, they not take.
No, Edmond. Like we come to issues of.
No,
wait, no. We don't go there. We don't go there with IMF. We come to debt services. Salon owe IMF money. Not to today we owe IMF money. Not to SLPP can owe IMF money. Salon as a country owe IMF money and other players there. IMF now the financial regulator of the world. So if they say you do something where they put your country at risk. For you default on your international debt, then they come in and they advise.
Okay, help you.
And one of the things,
right, so you know what we go do? We don't.
IMF one. We will come back.
So we will get a special conversation on this. But Edmond, I go now 1 minute. 1 minute has to be wrap up.
Now I talk to the keke man them, the drivers them. The Minister of Transport need to go overdrive. They need to go hard because a lot of them they take advantage. The Okada man them. This not all the time. This. Mr. President, you Minister of Transport need the work. Transport me the SLPTA, the regulation need the work. Do you they need for now the time this way they need for monitor. Logos be they do under APC. Situations like this, they cannot go on. But never. And one of the things they want to lack about the Minister of anytime they say feel can't do, then they put they go talk, say, then they put no. So this is the time this way we want for the Minister of Transport. Let them come and walk and make sure say and monitor the parks. Them look at the vehicle because imagine when fuel come out from 30, Mara, all there, they come to 25. For them, Kenema, free turn to Bo 120. Makeni, they don't even put that down. Why? Because we get weak regulation, weak transport.
Okay, Minkailu, 1 minute has to be wrap up.
Very much. You see, much is being said about IMF. The people that will listen, we go really want to know this IMF. Let's just give them this short paragraph here. The IMF support developing countries by providing financial assistance to manage balance of payments, crises, offering policy advice to ensure economic stability, and conducting capacity development in bracket technical assistance to strengthen institutions. These programs often aim to reduce poverty, manage inflation, and foster sustainable economic growth. So IMF not to correct poverty on the people, but rather not for reduce poverty. IMF they assist government, they even give government money. So certain policies then they not so IMF they impose on government, and government self they impose them policies and they on the people. We need to know that clearly. But by and large, this increment in fuel will therefore, the war between America and Israel versus Iran, it just commenced. We pray that let this war end before we say Jacobison, otherwise the problem globally, not only for Sierra Leone. We also need for no say the increment very unreasonable, unrealistic, is skyrocketing. Government need for go now the drawing board back. Transportation now be concerned, it don't increase. The one that will be repaid today for Komo Kenema for Cam, they don't add 40 loans. Kabbalah for Cam Freetown, if now 160 be the pay, now 200, they don't have 40 loans. McKinney, if now 120 be the pay for Cam Freetown, now 150, they don't have 30 loans. All land they know to government Adam. And then when government they increase fuel price, government will also pinpoint and determine transportation fare. If you left out to the drivers, the riders, then go just they put the burden on the people unreasonably. Government will just increase a bit, but the transportation when they add is also very alarming. Then they make basic commodities there. And this time fast month there, we want to complete this Ramadan in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
Okay, so
yes,
I want to make citizens understand, say, government they monitor closely what's they happen now the global fuel price market. We meet every week for make a review the OMC them, but I also want let citizens understand, say, the buying and importation of fuel not get nothing for do with government. Fuel sector is a private sector, private people, private business people them. Now then they import petrol for come to this country. Governments they do everything possible for alleviate the strain of we citizens. We save the film, petrol before don't go, fuel for don't go 36 Leone by now, but with government intervention we able for press the OMC them for make the fuel day 32 as at the world market today. We will continue for monitor down there and we will come back to the public. This government is known for let something go up a candle. Remember when the corona hit, let's go up to 1,300. Today rest now 620 per bag. So we know for down they say if something go up, when that price they come down globally, we save the put and down as a government. They know we for down they know say the SLPP government.
So if you go down today,
if you go down today, they assure the public say with the system where the president don't put in place and the government, fuel go down today, they assure the people of Sierra Leone say the SLPP government go put and down back because we care about the people, so we care about waiting the people.
Quickly, comments coming in on Facebook. Musa E. Auna saying we're now paying 70 leones from Bo to Kenema. This is worrisome. Emmanuel Auna sides in Kenema. Mohammed Kamara saying, Mambu, with all the hardship in the country, you guys still talking about winning the 2028 elections? My God. Other comments coming in, Mr. Moses. Okay, not take that. Peter by Bangura saying, but Mambu, you say APC left 1 gallon as 30 leones, which is way cheaper than a single liter in this regime. Amadou Wuri Jalo on Facebook saying, I think governments for subsidized fuel because of big companies are not fair to this country. They are part of Sierra Leone development, and what makes a company close fast is fuel and salary. Alhaji Sharif on Facebook saying, Mambu, okay. So that's all for the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Up next, we'll get sports and entertainment news, plus the review of the biggest stories from yesterday with Reginald Briano Jukutu. Until then, my name is Usman Ibrahim Maratike.